What's up, everybody? Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video, and in this video we gotta talk about what was missing in patch 3.05. Well, yeah, there was a new map and there was some agent changes. Overall, there are some people that really feel like this patch was lacking, especially after many missed patches overall, or just patches that had almost no changes. Patch 3.05 didn't have everything that we wanted. So what are the big things that we need in patch 3.06? Let's break it all down. Now, for those of you who have been struggling, the GameLeap website has tons of in-depth content that is sure to help you step-by-step climb. If you're struggling with anything, whether it's positioning, mechanics, anything at all, we got it for you down below, so go check it out. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Now, here's the thing. Riot really hyped up this patch, said it was going to be a banger, and well, yeah, I think in a lot of ways it was. Some of that is like skin hype. Overpriced skins doesn't really get me that excited about a patch, and all in all, I do think the patch was good. I just don't know if it deserved that level of hype. Now I'm gonna get hyped up all day over Killjoy turret nerfs, but besides that, it's okay. Now that being said, the biggest thing that wasn't on this patch is the new agent, and a lot of people, myself included, thought this was gonna be a map agent double upload based on the fact that they kept on leaking or dropping little leaks to this agent way prematurely. We got to see the agent ahead of time. We got to see what it looked like. He was talking in the trailer for the map. There was a lot that was saying, hey, this agent's right around the corner, but it's looking like that's not going to be until the next act, unfortunately, which is a little disappointing because I think a lot of us are ready to see a new agent. And I wouldn't mind if after all this dead time, they made it up by dropping a map and an agent at the same time, but at least we know that he's on the horizon. Now, the biggest thing, or the biggest atrocity, I think that we talked about extensively, but we're gonna keep talking about it until it freaking happens. It's the YORU rework, god damn it. I mean, this character has just been in this really weird state, right? Where we know that he's gonna get reworked, which is gonna be the first character that is gonna be dramatically reworked to this extent. Like, they're actually changing a lot of the abilities. They do this in a lot of other games. They haven't really done it in Valorant to this extent, and a lot of us are really anxiously waiting for what they're gonna do to YORU. Are they just gonna change a couple abilities, or are they gonna change the entire character? And they did say that the person that was mainly working on YORU, the YORU development lead, is not available right now, so there was like an indefinite hiatus, so we don't really know when this is coming out. But unfortunately, that leaves YORU in a really weird place. Unfortunately, he's pretty underpowered based on pick rate and win rate, and while he still can get quite a bit of value, it just seems strange for people to be grinding a character that everything you're learning about this character might just be different, right? You might be grinding yourself up for a character where like multiple abilities are going to be changed, and then you got good at a character that essentially no longer exists in the future. That's just very weird, and I really think that you should have gave him buffs or something in the meantime if you're gonna take this long to rework the character. But definitely let me know what you think down below. Do you want YORU to just be the same type of character with slight changes and buffs overall? Or would you rather they take YORU in a completely different direction? I wanna know your opinion about all that and why down below. Now, the next thing that we gotta talk about is the buffs in this patch. Technically, Brimstone, Breach, and Sova got buffs. Raze is controversial, where it's like a buff and a nerf, and then Killjoy got a nerf, but realistically, there's a lot of characters at the bottom tiers of play and the bottom pick rate in competitive that probably needs some extra power. Specifically, Brim, Breach, even Omen probably could use a little bit of buffs. I think maybe making his paranoia a little bit cheaper, even if it's only 50 cheaper, that would be amazing. And overall, I do think that there are some characters that definitely are at the lower tiers where you could just have small buffs, just really tiny buffs that could be easily added here. Another thing is there's characters that I think have been at the top of the meta for a long time where you can make an argument to nerf them if you are not going to buff other agents. Characters like Jet, right, who is undoubtedly just one of the best characters in the game, has been for a long ass time, and yeah, I think that she's not necessarily needing nerfs, but if you're not going to nerf her, then you probably should buff some of the other characters. And I really want to know what you think about this down below. Do you think they should just start buffing more things and maybe contribute to that power creep? Or do you think that the way that some of these lower tier characters are, they are appropriately balanced and everything else needs to come down to them? I want to know your opinion about that and why. Now, the next thing that we do got to talk about is weapon balance. I think overall weapon balance is fine. The operator sees a decent amount of play. In pro play, it's fine, but it's not oppressive like it was before when it was 4,500 credits and had all the bells and whistles of before it got super nerfed. And I think that the majority of weapons see decent amounts of play, but they're not like crazy overpowered, and I think things are actually pretty fine. Honestly, weapon balance is probably better than it's ever been currently. That being said, they have talked about the possibility of adding new weapons, and I'm definitely extremely curious about what they would even add, but with weapon balance being really stable right now and them adding a new map and new agents every once in a while, perhaps they don't really want to touch weapons because there's a chance you could add a new weapon into the game that really throws off weapon balance. But if you had a new weapon, what would it be? Let me know down below and tell me why it's a flamethrower. I'm just kidding. Okay, the last things that we need to talk about are big quality of life changes to modes and general things that I think everyone can agree we need. First thing is changes to deathmatch. There should be no leaderboard in deathmatch, in my personal opinion. There should be no long spawn time between deaths. I think it should just be something that you can jump in, jump out of, and just quickly, you know, warm up, and no one's playing and camping and using operators or whatever to win the game. People are just using it as a means to warm up. I think another great thing that you could do is allow people to jump in and out while in queue. Of course, they have said in the past that they don't have that technology available yet. They're working on it, so hopefully that gets rolled out before too long. I've said extensively why a VOD reviewer is one of the most important things for pretty much everyone, from a content creator, of course, to create great quality content where we break down people's gameplay. I could do stuff like hacker hunt, VOD reviews, different things like that. But more importantly, from an individualistic point of view, you can watch your own games. You can watch the point of view that you took with an enemy. How did you take that duel and why did you lose it? You can look at their point of view and yours. What did they do that you didn't play around? That's just so helpful for improving, and it's one of the most important things that a game could offer, and I think it's essential for a game trying to be as competitive as Valorant. The last thing that definitely is needed is a training room expansion. There's no reason that we couldn't have like a pseudo aim labs training room type thing in Valorant itself, so we could practice against moving bots and different obstacle courses. There's no reason why I have to like exploit Sage's res to just put some characters around a map so I can run around and like try to headshot them. That just seems like a super waste of time, and there's no reason why you couldn't just set up an obstacle course where people could run and have enemies just set up on, let's say, like, I don't know, Haven B site. As you're clearing it, you can look around and see where enemies are, and they could be holding different angles every time. You could practice. That would just be amazing for crosshair placement, practice, and things like that. I definitely think that there's some really tiny things that they could do that would just make the game feel much fuller and feel overall like a bigger package. But is there any one big thing that you want to see? Let me know down below, and go to the GameLeap website so that you can dominate this patch. There is so much to learn, so much that you need to know, and it's in the GameLeap website down below, so go check it out. But thank you so much for coming by. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I love your faces, and I'll see you next time.